Hello, my name's Kristen Hayward, aka the Gift Spotter, and I want to talk to you about mistakes. If you've ever made a mistake and then realised it, you have felt that awful, yucky feeling inside that's like, oh, ouch, I made a mistake. And you may also have had this feeling of feeling ashamed that you made the mistake. That's one of the reasons why we hide our mistakes and we don't come out and own it. It's because we feel so ashamed of it. The other reason we can sometimes not own our mistakes is because the person we're telling it to, if they're full of shame, can actually project their shame onto us. It gives them a great excuse to project their shame onto us by shaming us for the mistake we've made. So these are two reasons why we can hide our mistakes, not because we're bad people, but because of shame. Shame feels awful. I'm sure you know about that because you're human, and I don't think I've met too many humans who haven't felt shame at one stage in their life or another. What I am on a mission to do is reframe this idea that we've made a mistake. We did something, it didn't work, so we own it. We did this, it didn't work, here was my thinking at the time, this is what I'd like to do now, differently, and I'm going to go about trying it. Yes. So it turns into a learning opportunity and not an opportunity to shame ourselves or be shamed by another person. So since I've learned this, I have realised that I have many, many learning opportunities, and I own it. I remember a couple of years ago, a client rang me up and said that I had the wrong data on an invoice. I think I'd done, actually it wasn't the wrong data, it was that I didn't fill in all the details, such as the dates of the coaching and so forth. And he was ruthless. He was like, you should have had this on the invoice, you should have had the dates, you need to put the dates on. And I was quite surprised at how ruthless, but I realised it had nothing to do with me. This is the shame that he carried in his body, and he was projecting it to me to try and make me feel shameful, because that would have given him some kind of relief from his feelings of shame. But I didn't take it. I said, thank you, next time I'll put more details on the invoice. Yeah, so are we done here? Anything else? He tried to come back to it again, and I said, yep, you're right. Now, I'm going to do something different. Now are we done here? I did not let him project his shame onto me. I say this to you because I don't think you should let anybody else project their shame onto you. If you do something that doesn't work out, then own it. Own it. Tell that person, this is what I did wrong, here's my thinking at the time, this is what I would do differently next time, and then go about doing that thing differently. And letting them have their shame back. Just flow it back. It's yours, not mine. Because we're humans, we don't know what to do. Has anybody given us an instruction booklet? Of course we're going to do things that don't work out. That's what this life is about. It's to experiment, it's to learn. If we feel shame enough from the mistakes we make, then we won't try to do anything new. We'll shrink inside. So, the more things you do that don't work out, the more opportunities you have to create and to grow as a human being. Isn't that nice to know?